First is, in the year of 1993, Samaon Sulaiman, Kutyapi master and teacher also, Kutyapi master and teacher, also proficient in playing. So he is good for profession playing. There are some so we given a instrument that Sauman Sulaiman play. Next is number 2, Massimo Inaray, a prolific and preeminent epic chanter and storyteller, recognized mastery in basal, baget, and kulilal. So yun po yung tatlong mga instrument na ginamit ni or na-recognize ni Massimo Inaray. Recognized mastery. Yung tatlo po, yung basal, bagit, at kulilal. Number 3, Ginaw Bilog, Hamuno, Mangyan Poet, Master of the Ambahan Poetry. Same year lang pa rin siya sa Massimo Inaray at saka Samon Sulaiman ni Samon Sulaiman at Massimo Inaray. Tapos, Ginaw Bilog, same year lang din sila noong 1993. 98, Salinta Munon, taga-Banuat, Bagubok, Tradition Weaver. Awarded by Wove-In Fabrics using distinct Abaca fabric. So, some of people know about the Abaca fabrics. So, next lang Dulay, Tibuli Traditional Weaver of Tinalak. It is also known as cloth made of colorful ibang kulay ng Abaca. Okay. Uwang Ahadas, Yaka Musicians, awarded on 2000. Next, followed by Federico Caballero. He is also awarded on year of 2000s. Kalinog, Iloilo, documentation of the oral literature, particularly the earliest of his people. Haja Amina, API is awarded on 2005. Master What Weaver among the Sama indigenous community. Next, on 2005, Eduardo he is also awarded on 2005. Eduardo Muto dedicated his life to creating religious and non-religious art and silver, bronze, and wood. Next is Darvaata Sawabi, Tausug Weaver, PIS Shabi, the tradition cloth tapes try form as a head cover. The year of 2012, Teoflo Garcia, Tabugnaw or gourd koske maker. He was cited for his effort in keeping the traditional Tabugnaw, making alive and vibrant. The last is Magdalena Gamayo, Master in Annabelle Weaver from the Ilocos. So, yun po, sila po yung mga Gamaba awardees nabigyan ng Gawad sa Manglilikhang Bayan Awards. So, yun.
In this lesson, we will learn the production process in the changing environment of the indigenous people in order to gain this deeper understanding of the traditional arts and culture. The production process in the changing environment. The traditional artist mode of production continues to be affected with the dynamics of change. Environmental degradation ushered in by calamities, modernization, and capitalistic endeavors displace the indigenous people from their ancestral lands. So small businesses still rely on production process to create the goods for their valuable customers' wants. Over time, many changes have affected by the system. Understanding some of the basic triggers for the change will help small business managers plan for the future. Then, tourism. Land areas are converted into sites for tourist consumption. Ecological domains become more susceptible to damage with the combined forces of natural disasters and tourist mobility. Dance and rituals are staged for an external audience rather than for the community's observance of tradition. So that tourism impacts the traditional artist's production process in terms that the tourists come to them to see what they showcase. In other circumstances, these traditional artists leave their actual location and move to a place where it's easy for them and for the tourists to go to. So they have to adjust para masold ilang mga product. So the product of the artist have the chance to increase in value or price, especially if the product or the artist is very known. Mining and infrastructure project. The construction of dams and the establishment of oil and mining companies evict people from their dwellings and severely damage the environment, deprive the bounty of land. Indigenous people or groups are prompt to seek short-term employment from these industries in order to make ends meet in a money economy. So for mining companies working near these communities, they should provide employment opportunities, education, and training, and some other services or benefits to their local indigenous people around them. Then sa militarization, the insecurity and tension brought about the militarized zone arrest the people's abilities to create art. So aside from that, before, art was considered as loot during wars, particularly in World War I and II, and vast of collection of sculpture and paintings was sold to fund the war. Then sa Christianization, the influence of Christianity in the conversion of the natives to a foreign religion have caused members of the community to forsake their indigenous rituals and tradition. So in general, Christianity has had a negative effect on tradition, especially in the indigenous people. Although household goods and other secular arts may have remained unaffected. Difficulties in the selection process. The archipelagic orientation of the Philippines makes some locations challenging to reach by land, air, or sea. Places that pose security risk, particularly militarized zones, prevent the sustained entry of researchers and possibly diminish reception outside of the locality. So tungod sa kalisod sa pag-travel from one place to another, kaya wala lang na nasunod ang pattern para sa mga awardees. Then sa effects of the gamma in the communities. Since the artists are very much entrenched in their localities, the award system might create a division within the communities when the one person is elevated to the status of a national awardee. So ang effect of gamaba in the communities is to pass on their artistic knowledge to the community, to inspire them, and to ensure that aspect of the cultural identity will continue to thrive.